So I talk about spending time in nature and how beneficial that is for your own health, and how beneficial it is and how necessary it is for the environment and protecting the environment. But when I'm talking about spending time in nature, I'm talking about physically touching the earth. So whether you're barefoot or sitting on the earth, and at least 20 minutes a day to really get the benefits of that. And you will notice the very first time you do it, if you go somewhere and you're feeling stressed out and you just sit on the earth for 20 minutes, you will feel it straight. Like within that 20 minutes, you will do a complete 180. That's how quickly it works. It calms your body, your nervous system. It gets you out of your brain. It gets you out of that constant loop of stress and where you can't think of anything outside of yourself. And it just calms you down, grounds you, and helps you realize, puts things into perspective, helps you realize that, hang on a second, things aren't so terrible. I actually feel okay. It's going to be all right. So yeah, 20 minutes a day. I always talk about, it's a lot of people say they can't fit in 20 minutes a day. So there's really easy ways to do it. You can walk your dog barefoot for a little while. You can go and stargaze at night time standing outside, play with your kids barefoot, go for a swim in the ocean. That's all part of spending time in nature. Have your lunch in the botanical gardens if you have to work in the city a lot. Do some gardening on the weekends. There's just so many different ways that we can actually have that physical connection with nature. And once you realize how good it makes you feel, you'll just naturally want to do it. It's been scientifically proven, and there's just more and more studies coming out about how beneficial it is for your health. Just 10 minutes has been scientifically shown to reduce stress, anxiety, and pain. There's just more and more studies coming out about not just how beneficial it is, but how necessary it is for good mental health, because, we've evolved in nature and now we're spending all this time indoors. So it reactivates part of the brain and balances out the brain by being outdoors and just hearing birds sing and hearing those things that we're evolved used to hearing. That's really what the grounding and earthing is, and that's how it's beneficial for our health. But I'd like to just mention about how necessary it is for the health of nature as well. So when we start connecting with nature again, when we're spending that time out there and we're feeling how good it is, we realize how essential it is for ourselves. So how we actually need to be physically in nature a lot. And then when we're spending that time, we start to realize, we start to notice things about nature around us. So we start to notice different bird species that might be there, or different plants, or, you recognize what a healthy ecosystem looks like around you and what an unhealthy ecosystem looks like. Or you may recognize that there's some type of bugs that used to be in your garden, or native bees, for example, and now they just don't visit. So you realize that something's not right. So you get more familiar with the environment. And then once you've got that familiarity and you also have that connection and that appreciation for what it does for you and how good it makes you feel, you automatically want to help it yourself. So that's when you start doing things to actually enhance the environment around you. And that's the stuff that I really love. So I just like to teach people to get to that point of appreciating it for themselves, and then the rest of it will just happen. People just naturally start helping the environment. So that's why I think it's so important about getting out and spending time in nature. It's good for us and it's good for nature.